Hey dear viewer, the moment we've been waiting for a very long time, and I'm talking like ever since it was announced, that moment is here. And of course I'm talking about the NXT client. It's finally gone out of beta, and yeah, it's basically released upon the world today. No, I won't be talking a lot about this, because I think enough has been said about it, and just talking about it doesn't cut it. Words don't do it justice. So it's best that you experience it for yourself. And what better way to experience it than with the Benedict's World Tour. And this is what you see me do right now. If you want to go on this world tour as well, you can find Benedict and Cumbriac by the Berthorpe or Privdina's Lodestone. And somehow that name sounds familiar. XP waste, you may say? Not at all, because at the end of Benedict's World Tour, there's an XP lamp waiting for you. A small one if you visited all the free-to-play locations, and a large experience lamp for when you complete the member locations. But you can only access this World Tour with the NXT client. So get that client and earn some XP in the process. You may ask yourself, is it worth it? Well, the NXT client has been hyped up ever since it was announced. So, is it worth downloading, and did it live up to the hype? I say yes and yes. Definitely yes to both questions. This single update takes RuneScape to a whole different level. And it's not just the graphics, but it's the overall performance. So there's absolutely no reason I can think of why you would hang on to the Java client. I know some people may be scared of change, but would you seriously prefer keeping a brick cell phone from the 90s instead of, let's say, the newest iPhone? Or would you prefer a big heavy TV from the 90s over a flat screen? Or would you prefer a Nintendo 64 over a Wii U? Wait, never mind, scratch that last one. That was a bad example. Anyway, what I want to say is, please move on to the NXT client as fast as possible. This will do everyone a favor. And if you want to experience NXT in a brand new outfit, you can get one on the Salmon store. I'm guessing NXT will look even better while wearing a Royal Easter outfit. One would even forget that there are patch notes, even on a great day like this. Challenge mode against the hardest bosses now has a greater effect on the rare drop bonus rates. Well, greater effort should mean greatest reward, so great update. The Orb of Oculus can now be controlled via an Xbox controller in the NXT client. Well, color me impressed. And before RuneScape releases on Xbox and PlayStation 4, Astromancers around Gielinor have now been removed. I guess getting to raids now is a bit tougher, but it sucks even more for when you die there. Well, at least there are those teletaps if you have the reputation for it. Storm Shard stacks now persist between phase transitions of most bosses and NPCs, not including Virago. The stacks are still halved between next transitions and now also when beginning a fight against Araxi. I don't have those abilities yet, so I can't really judge for myself, but I saw a lot of complaints that they weren't good enough. So it's good that they've been given a buff. But whether that will satisfy people, I don't know. I would assume so. The Berserker, Reckless and Maniacal aura now all correctly give a warning message if active when an attempted aura swap happens at a bank. I have a couple of these auras and I always wondered why they didn't give a warning. But it's good to see that they do now. It's Mauritania month and the ninja team decided to give some love to Shades of Morton. And rightfully so. It was about time. Now let me read for you what has changed. Pyrolock storage chests have been added near the funeral pyres in Morton. These allow players to store up to 30k of one type of Pyrolock at a time. Reassessed Morton Shades combat stats. Now bear with me guys, the next phrase is rather tough to read. Here we go. Lore, Frin, Real, Asin and Fear remains are now all stackable. Added the color of the lock as a suffix to the name of the chest in the Shade Catacombs. Rewards are now placed directly in your inventory when the cremating Shade remains. Razmir now sells Shade luring dummies. These may only be placed around the temple at Morton, and Shades will prefer to attack these over destroying the temple. Timber beams used in Shade of Morton are now stackable. So I just see all great and more than welcome patches. And that's this week's RuneScape update in a nutshell. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you found it a bit informative. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. See you in the next video, guys.